Hello guys, welcome back to edspread. Today we are going to learn Introduction to the SQL. Yesterday we have learned about the introduction to the database, and now today we are going to learn about Introduction to the SQL and see some queries and how they are written and etc. So what is SQL? Structured query language. As you all know, that is the database language by use of which you can perform certain operations on the existing database. And also, we can use this language to create a database. SQL uses certain commands like create, drop, insert to carry out the required tasks. So, these SQL language can be further categorized into four categories. Okay, they're mainly categorized into four categories. Those are DDL, data definition language, and the second one is DQL, that is data query language. Third one is DML, that is data manipulation language. And the fourth one is DCL, that is data control language. So what is an SQL query? So SQL query using the query language processor. The query language processor consists of the parser and the optimizer, and the query language processor gives the command to the DBMS engine. The DBMS engine has the file manager and the transaction manager. The file manager is nothing but the data here, and in using the DBMS engine, we are going to get the physical database. Yes, physical database is nothing but the table or the details that we are working on, right? So now, as I said these are the four main categories. Now for each one there are certain commands that we're going to see. So this is an image from the Geeks with Geeks, as you know, a very famous website, and whatever doubt you have you can view in that website. So this is the data definition language, data manipulation SQL commands, data definition language, data manipulation language, and data query language and data control language. And TCL is nothing but transaction control language. Now we are not going to see about the transaction control language. We are going to see about the data definition language, data manipulation language, and data query language. And if you want to learn, you can learn about the data control language too. Okay, now let's go to the data definition language. Data definition language. The data definition language actually consists of the SQL commands that can be used to define the database schema. It simply deals with the description of the database schema, and it is used to create and modify the structure of the database in the database. Okay, so to create and modify the structure of the database objects in the database. So this is the main part. Then DDL is a set of SQL commands used to create, modify, and delete the database structures, but not data. Okay, only the database structures, but not the data. Okay, these are the list of the DDL commands. Okay, create. This command is used to create the database or its objects like table, index, function, views, store, procedure, and triggers. Now drop. This command is used to delete the objects from the database. Okay. Now, as the word says, you can understand the word as the literal meaning of the word. And now here we are able to understand what this particular command is going to do. And let me say you all the DDL commands. Then we are going to learn I'm going to show you the coding part, how to do it. Okay. Now there is the alter. This is used to alter the structure of the database. And truncate, this is used to remove all the records from the table, including the spaces allocated for the record are removed. Okay, comment. This is used to add comments to the data dictionary. And rename. This is used to rename an object existing in the database. Now these are the 6 commands that we have learned now. Now for all these 6 commands, we are going to perform the operations in the live SQL on this database. Okay. So this is the database that we are going to work on. This is employee number, employee name, job, salary, and this is a COMM, and this is the department number. Okay, on this particular database, we are going to make it. Now, if we want to make this data available in the live SQL that I'm saying right now, we should make the table known as employee database or employee. We can name our own table. I mean, we can name the table as we want. So we first need to create the table. And then we need to insert. The insert part will be in the data manipulation language. So I'm not going to show you the insertion part. Now I'm going to show you about the dropping part and the commands that are there in the data definition language, one after the other. Okay, now open your favorite browser, and this is the website. So as soon as you go to Google and click live SQL, you can see the Oracle live SQL. So you can click on it, and now this is the website you'll be able to see. Now click on sign in. You can create an account. Yeah, you can create an account. If not, you can use this is my account, so I'm going to sign in. If you are not interested to use the live SQL, this is a cloud-based system. If you're not interested to use this, you can also download MySQL. And the commands are a little different. The way you're going to write a query is different. But the main idea on how the logic works, everything is same. So I'm going to click start coding now. And yeah, this is the SQL worksheet, and now we are going to work on it. Now I'm going to show you the most easy one. Create command. Okay, now I'm going to show you the create command. The next easy one that we are frequently going to use is the comments. So if it is a single line comment, if there is a double hyphen, we can say it is single line comment. See, I wrote a double hyphen here just to indicate, just to know that for the SQL worksheet that it is single comment. Okay, this is about single line comment. Okay, and next coming to the multi-line comment. Multi-line comment is like this. Okay, multi-line comment. This is the multi-line comment. See, if it is in green color, it means it is in a if it means it is in green color, it means it is a comment. Okay, so again, if I write it here, it will not be in green. Okay, in the same way, if I press enter here, if it is continuing, if it is a multi-line comment, it should be green again. See, it is not in green color. Means this is a single line comment, and this is a multi-line comment. If the data is in between this front slash and star, it means front slash and star, and again star and front slash. It means that the data in between them is nothing but the comment. Okay, so this is about the comment. Now I'm going to show you on this database. I'm going to write it like this so it is easy to see. Now here it is. Now we are going to create this table. Now this table, I call it as employee. So the command or the syntax, how we need to write this: Now the syntax for the create command is create table with name employee, with the table name that we want to write, with the attribute I'm going to write it as attribute 1 and data type of attribute 1, and the second thing is, there can be number of attributes, right? So attribute 2, the same way attribute 2 and data type of attribute 2. So it continues, and that will be attribute 3 with data type of attribute 3. So here, every time that we are going to write the data type, we are also okay, now in the database, I'm going to tell you, it is hard to understand here. Okay, for example, employee number. See, in the employee number, every number in the employee number is a 4-digit. So it is an integer that has a maximum number of digits as 4. So here, if I write the attribute, for example, now I'm going to show you here. It is the EMP number, right? So EMP number, and I'm going to write int. So I'm going to write it as number, which is greater than 4. The maximum value, the maximum number of digits in the employee number is 4. So I'm going to write it as 4. So data type and the maximum value. See here, ename. Ename here maximum is Turner. It has 6 characters. In the same way, Miller is 6 characters. Martin is 6 characters. There is nothing more than 6 characters. So I can write it as 6 characters. So the ename with 6 characters. Okay. Ename with 6 characters. Right. So in the same way, we are going to create this table. Now, according to the number of characters present, we are going to decide if it is a number, we are going to take a number or an integer. If it is ename, here it is a string. In job, it is a string. In salary, it is a number. Com is a number. Com is a number with the decimal number. I'm going to show you how to do that too. And this is a department number, which is also a number or an integer. So now, let us create this table. Create. Now, in the plus point to the DBMS is whether you're going to write all caps or all small, it works in the same way. And somehow, like this, however you want to write, it will be recognized. If it is recognized, then it means it has been, if the color changes, it means it has been recognized by the live SQL. So again, I'm going to write create. See, however you write, it is going to, so as it is comfortable to you, we can use. So create command, create table. The same way for all the words, for all the keywords, we can write it as we want. Now I'm going to say it as an employee, and now we are going to save out the attributes. For the attributes, we are going to use this brackets. Okay, now the first attribute is EMP number. Okay, it is an integer. Okay, as it is a keyword, the color of the word has been changed, and employee number and integer with the maximum characters of 4. Right. The next part, we are going to press a comma here. I missed the comma here. Okay, after attribute 1, after attribute 2, and at the end of every command, we put a semicolon. Okay, here there is a plus point that I'm going to say you in the next part. Now I'm going to press tab so that the next part is ename, and it is a string. So it is a string, and it can be varchar. It can be 4 characters, it can be 5 characters, or it can be 6 characters too. So we call it as varchar. If it is equal number of characters every time, means only 6 characters are present, then we can use a string. Now in this case, it can be 4 letters, 5 letters, or 6 letters. Then we are going to use varchar. Varchar is variable number of characters. So we call it as varchar. Now there are two kinds of varchars, varchar 1 and varchar 2. Varchar 2 is more comfortable, so we are going to use varchar 2. So varchar 2 is maximum of 6 characters, as I said you. So again, ename. So when you press enter, it will come here. Okay, ename, and then the job. Job is also a varchar variable character with maximum of 8 characters. Right, with maximum of 8 characters. And then salary. Okay, salary is a number. And here on the left side of the decimal, there are 4 maximum of 4 digits are there. Maximum of 4 digit places are there. So I'm going to write 4. In the right side of the decimal, there are 2 decimal places. So I'm going to write it as 2 here. Right. So this is before the decimal and after the comma, that is after the decimal. And then department number. Department number. It is a integer with 2 digits. So I'm going to write it as 2. So we don't need a comma here as there are no more attributes, and now I'm going to press the semicolon. So I need to select this and then run here. Okay, we have got the error missing right parenthesis. Now, where am I missing the right parenthesis? Okay, so now we have so now here we are doing it. So instead of writing it as an int, I want to change it. As there is an error, I want to change something. So I'm going to write it as number. This is only 4 characters. It is 4 characters, right? Now this is ename we are going to check about varchar. Now actually this is only 6 characters, maximum 6 characters. But if I want to insert a data which is a little bigger, let me write it as 10. Okay, now this is job. Now job is a varchar of actually 8 I've written. So instead of that, again I'll change it to 10. Okay, and then salary. Salary is number of 5. Actually it is 4 here. Now I can write it as 5. I mean, I want to change the whole thing again. So I'm going to write it as 5 here. And then I've actually missed an attribute, com. So number com number of 5 comma 2. So after the decimal place 5 comma 2, and then the department number is, you can write it as an integer, or you can write it as a number too. The it is your wish, both mean the same. This address of the number pair. Okay, now this should be the thing. Now I'm going to run this. So table has been created. So once the table has been created, this is how you get it. Table created. And now if you want to see how the table looks, you can go here, press on this thing. It is a menu. So you can press schema here. See the employee table that we have created 28 seconds ago. So it looks like this. This is the schema with the length, the precision, scale, nullable, semantics, comment. Now what we know is the column and the type. Okay. So again, I'm going back to my SQL worksheet. Now this is how the SQL worksheet works. Now you can see the schema of your table here, and in my session you can see the sessions that we have done before. The session that each and every time I'm running it, it is going to save here. Now if I press on save, that will be saved in my scripts every time. The previous sessions also we can see. So it is very useful. And if you don't press on save, it will always be lost, because it is a cloud database. It is only a temporary. Only if you press on save, then it will be saved. Now I'm going to show you the drop command. Okay, the drop command usually it always deletes the whole table. The whole table at once, it will be deleted. See, now drop table employee. Okay, I'm going to run this now. Table has been dropped. Let us check in the schema if the table has been dropped, if there is any table left here. See, you have no database objects. You have to create by entering the SQL create. Okay, I'm going to run the. Okay, now you have understood what the drop table does. Now I'm going to run this again. Run. So the table will be created. So once the table has been created, I want to delete a particular attribute. Drop table. This is a very easy. There is nothing to write here, so I didn't show you the syntax. So the syntax for the drop command is usually drop table. So let me make it as a comment. Drop table and table name. Okay, so this is how it is, drop table and the table name. And not sure, but let's check. Can we drop a particular column? Can we drop a particular attribute in this particular command? So not drop table. We cannot. The answer is we cannot. We cannot drop a particular column from the table. So how the order that we're going to learn here is this. Okay, the first we are going to create the whole thing, then we can drop the whole thing. Means the first creation and the deletion we have understood. So the next part is alter. Okay, this is used to alter the structure of the database. Now how is the alter used? Okay, Now I'm going to So now I have opened the Geeks for Geeks website and I am going to show you the alter command. We can do many things in the alter command. Okay, alter, the word alter means nothing but changing the database, changing the table that is available to us. So alter, now the syntax for this is alter table, table name, add column name and the data type. So, okay, now he has given us an example. Alter table customers and add email. Now the customers is the table name here and the column name is email and the new data type with a var of 255 characters. Okay, so in the same way, this is about adding a column. Now we we can we can drop the command. Dropping is nothing but the deleting. Now I'm going to show you the drop part also. So alter table, table name, drop column and the column name. So see the drop. Okay. So alter table, customers, the table name, and the drop column, email, the column name. The attribute name. We here sometimes it is being name written as the column name. You can also call it as column name or attribute name. I feel comfortable to use the attribute name as it is easy to, we can remember it for a longer time, right? So alter table, table name with that column name and the data type. See, there are some, as I said you, there will be some change between the SQL Server, Oracle Server, and the Oracle 10G and later, 10th generation and later. So according to it, we can alter table. The SQL Server or the MS Access alter table and alter column. Here in the MySQL or the Oracle, it will be alter table, modify column. Okay, Oracle 10th generation and later, here it is alter table and modify. So in the different versions in the different servers, it works differently. Okay, so he has given us an example. Now we can drop the columns like this. We can drop a column. Okay, now I'm going to, okay, now as we have created a database, we have deleted it once, but again the table has been created. I have run it again. So now I'm going to alter table employee. So now I'm going to add a column. So how to add the column? You remember? Add column name and the data type. Add the column name. So what column name do you want me to add? Let me add location. And the location is the data type of varchar. Okay, varchar 2 of 25 characters, 20 characters, I suppose. Okay, for 20 characters. So you will, when you run this command, you will get it as table altered. See, the table altered we are going to do. So this is how we are going to use, or as he shown us, we can also write alter table employee, drop column, or alter table employee, change the data type, everything we can do in the alter command. Now next, what we are going to do is the truncate command. Okay, this truncate command is an interesting command, I feel. So how is it interesting? So, right, now this is the table that is created, right? So I'm going to write as truncate table, truncate the table employee, right? So I'm going to run this. table truncated. Now let's go to the schema and check it. See, the location has been added after okay. I didn't show you the schema before. So the location has been added. The location was not in this thing. I have altered it using the alter command. I have changed it using the alter command. And now coming to the truncate table employee. Now truncate table employee, there is no data here. There are no triggers, no constraints. So actually what truncate does is, now this is the database. Now let us assume I have not shown you how to insert the database. Now I'm going to show you that part when I'm going to do the insert. For example, we have written the data till here, for suppose till here. Okay, till here we have written the data. We have inserted this data in the table using the SQL. Now, when I'm going to use truncate, this whole part will be deleted. This whole part will be deleted, and only the column names and the column names, means EMP number, e-name, job, salary, com, department number, and the next part that I've added. The location part will be there, but the data that I've written will be deleted. So that is a truncate command. It is also used to delete some particular tables. So delete some particular tables, we are going to use that too. And now you are going to use. Now once I've shown you inserting of the data, I'll remember to show you that too. So truncate table. Okay, next, what is the command that I need to show you? Command part I've already shown you. Now renaming option. Now how does the renaming option work? The rename option is available for the table names or the column names or the attribute names. Now let me write rename employee, rename table employee. So without writing, first we need to write the alter command here, alter table, and now I'm going to write the original table name, alter table employee, and now I'm going to write it as rename. See, for alter there are number of things that we are going to do. So here again I'm going to show you rename option here. So rename it as EMP. Rename as EMP. I'm going to run this. Okay, there is some error. I'm going to so here it is not renamed as, it is renamed to. See, these are very you need to remember the syntax of it to not make mistake. Alter table employee, rename to EMP. Table has been altered. Let's go to the schema and check if the table has been altered. See, actually here the table name should be displayed and it is displaying as EMP. Before it was employee. Okay, so that is different. So employee to EMP has been changed. So that is the rename option of the table. Now we can do for the column 2, for the attribute 2. So alter table employee EMP. Now we have changed it to EMP, right? Alter table EMP, rename. Now we want to rename employee number to employee EMP and O to EMP number, let's suppose. Repeat, rename the column name. The column name originally is EMP number, right? So EMP number to EMP number 2. Now I'm going to write it as employee number, right? So I'm going to run this command here, run. So again, we have some error. So I'm going to find the problem in the error. So here we have missed the word column. So here we have writing it rename to EMP. Now it is able to understand that is only for the table. Now it needs to understand that it needs to be done for the column EMP to the employee number. So run, and here we have got the result, table altered. Now we are going to go to the schema and check again. Now if the data has been changed. See, employee number, here it is. So we have understood the data definition language commands, and now we are going to learn about the data manipulation language commands. Okay. Now, what is data manipulation language? First, I need to show you about the data manipulation language. So yeah, now, okay, here is data query language first. Now let us first learn the data query language. The data queries language statements are used for performing queries on the data within the schema objects only. Okay, the purpose of the dequel is to get some schema relation based on the query passed to it. We can define DQL as follows. That is a component of SQL statement that allows getting data from the database and imposing order upon it. It includes the select statement. Okay, the list of DQL statement is select, and that is the most important query in the data query language, and we are not going to use any other query command that is possible in data query language. So I'm going to show you how that select command works. Now, okay, so this is thing, right? This is the table. Now I'm going to write select. Now there are 2 or 3 methods how I can write select. Now I'm going to show you one without the syntax also you can understand. Select, now this is nothing but all. This asterisk is used for all command. Now select all from the table employee. No, I have changed it to EMP, so it should be EMP, right? So it is EMP. So select all from EMP. So I'm going to run it. No data found. Why are we getting the no data found? Because there is no data that is found in this. So let me insert data, then I can run this. Insert into table name. Table name is nothing but employee, EMP, and values. And coming to the values, it will be I'm typing some random numbers here. 7698, comma, there is, I remember our name Blake, and then he's a manager, and his salary is 2,850, and it is null. The form is null, and then it is the department number is 30, and the location part is, let me say, New York. It is New York, so I'm going to run this command, so the date that will be added to it. So again, we have an error here. So it says that it is at the line 1. Okay, so let me check what is the problem here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There are 7 columns here. Here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 6 columns here. And I have added a location, right? So there will be 7. So now what is the problem here? EMP number is 4 characters. It is 10 characters. I have passed 4 characters. Now this is job is of 10 characters. Now manager is of less than 10, so not a problem. So next salary is of 5,2. It as it is. Okay, now I'm going to write it as part 00. If ever has a problem, then it can check it. Now after salary it is com, that is null, and the department number. Okay, I have written the department number as 2. Yeah, that is 30. And now it is location here. We are adding location. Location is of 20 characters, and now it is of 20 characters. Let me check once again if insertion is possible. I'm still getting the same error. Now I'll get back once the error is done. So hello. So as we have some errors here, so now I'm just going to delete the column. Okay, I'm going to delete a column now. Instead, what I'm going to do is, as it has been not saved, I'm just going to delete a comment on this thing. I'm just going to comment the whole part. Okay, now this has been commented. Now let me write it as EMPL, a new thing, a create table. Okay, with only these many number of attributes, there are no complications at all. So a table has been created with the name EMPL, and now I'm going to insert values into the EMPL. Now it doesn't have a location, so I'm going to remove the location. Now this is it, right? 7698 Blake, manager, 2850.00, null, and 30. Now we shouldn't get any error here. So let me run it. So again, we got an error. So I'm going to make some changes here. Here, let me write it as 5 only. And no more changes. I don't think this will give us any changes. And the com is also just a 5. Okay, just to reduce the complexity, I'm going to give only 5. And department number of 2. Okay, so now let me name it as another table, employee with only one E, so it doesn't give a problem. So this table has been created. Now employee, it shouldn't be with 2 E's again, else there will be a problem. So again, I'm going to run this. One row has been inserted. Now going to the schema. Now instead of going to the schema, yes, emp, yeah, here it is. Okay, so table attributes, columns, indexes, triggers, and constraints. Okay, now I'm going to the SQL worksheet. Now, using the select command, select all from EMPL. Okay, from we are going to write the table name. All we are going means we are selecting all the attributes. Now I'm going to run this. See, the semicolon is optional, but I feel I should use it every time. So run. So in the MPL there is no data. The present table name is employee. So select all from EMPL. So here it is. So with all the things we are getting it. If we write null, it is going to call it as hyphen. So with the select keyword, with the select query, with the data query language, we are going to get it about everything about it. So that is about the data query language, and then we are going to see about the insert, update, delete, and log. Okay, insert data. Inserting data, we have already seen it. Updating the data. Updating the data is also very similar. So before we learn about the update command, now let's first know about the DML command. DML is nothing but DML commands. So DML is nothing but the data manipulation language. The SQL commands that deals with the manipulation of data present in the database belong to the DML or the data manipulation language, and this includes most of the SQL statements. So as I've already shown you about the insert, and now I'm going to the update statement. Now, how do you use the update statement and where to use the update statement? Now, the data is already present. For example, now I open the live SQL again. Now, this is something that is present. Select all from the employee. This is the table that we have already created. And now, this is the table that we have that is already there in the schema. Now, I want to update this. See, update this custom update the table name. The table name is nothing but employee, and we need to set the salary is actually 2,850. Now let me set the value of sal equal to, it is actually a number. We don't need to write quotes. Okay, so set salary as 3,000. But how do we say it? Where, how does the live SQL know which row to update? There is only one row, but it needs to know which row to update. So how, so on which basis can we recognize the whole thing? On which employee number is different from person to person. The employee name might be the same, but the employee number will be different from person to person. So we write it as EMP number equal to 7698. So this is the command. One row or rows has been updated. Now again, I'm going to run this. Select all from the employee. See, the salary is equal to 3,000. It has been set. I ran this again because just to see the data has been updated or not. Now coming to the next command. What is the next command? Delete. It is used to delete records from the database table. Okay, so it is a very easy command. As you can understand, it is just delete. So I'm going to the live SQL again. Okay, now that is only one row. So delete from customers. Okay, the table is not customers, it's employee. Delete from employee where employee, sorry, not employee, EMP number equal to 7698. Okay, and I'm going to run this. If it works, this particular row should be deleted. And again, we need to see, we'll get that the row has been updated or row has been deleted. After that, again to check it, we can again run the line 1 and 2 commands. We can use the select command again. See, one row or rows has been deleted. Now again, I'm going to run this. No data found, because there is no row in it. We are going to get no data found. It's very easy. And again, lock. Lock is nothing but it is a table control concurrency. Now I'm going to the live SQL. Okay, now let us see the data control language, that is the lock table command. Lock, the syntax is lock table. Table name. Table name is nothing but the employee. Employee in either share or exclusive mode. So you can write it as share mode. Share mode. So here it is. Now we are thinking of how to lock a particular command, means lock a particular table or a database. Then we are going to use this lock command. Now that is nothing but only the database owner wants to access that thing. Then you can use this lock command. Okay, so let me run this. It is in share or exclusive mode here. It is in share or exclusive mode. Exclusive mode is nothing but only for us. Right? Except else, no one should be able to access it. Means if I write, we can rerun the session, and if I lock the table, then they'll not be able to rerun, and they'll get some error that you're not authorized to do it. So it is in share mode, so we'll not get any error. Okay, we are getting an invalid statement. Okay, fine. Now the lock. Let's go to the next part. That is the data control language. Okay, DCL, that is data control language. It includes commands such as grant and revoke, which mainly deals with the rights, permissions, and other records of the database system. List of DCL commands are grant and revoke. Now we want to this is lock is only for particular table or the database. Now we want, as I've given you the example before, the employee in the bank should be able to see some particular things that we are not able to see. So they have the privileges to watch the data, to see the data. So how is that possible? Okay, so it is something like Now, if we want someone to insert the information, now we can write it as grant insert, means they'll be able to insert the data, comma, select on employee to RAM. Now about this RAM, okay, this is just for an example I'm giving you, but the word RAM should be actually there in the employee table. Okay, so run. We are getting some errors because there are some, we are getting a trigger that is already present here because there is no word known as RAM. So some error has been. In the same way, revoke is nothing but we want to take the privileges away from the user, away from the person who's using it. So then if a person has left the institution, if the person has left the company, then we are going to use the revoke. He will not be able to change the things. So revoke insert select on employee to run. Again, if we run this, we are going to get errors, but this is how we are going to write the query. And actually, let me show you the syntax. I'm going to show you first revoke. Revoke privilege name on particular object name from username or public or role name. Now this is how we are going to write. This is the syntax, and if we want to grant or revoke, it is the same syntax. Grant this particular role name, username, public or role name, means according to some things we are going to write this. There are, the tables related to the tables. Then the first employee table. Then according to their username on how they are going to log in, they'll actually be able to see these things. And if they are public, it is public to everyone. And if it is role name in the company, either the manager or the client or the clerk, according to it, we can provide the role name over here to give the permissions only to that particular role. Okay. Now we have seen the DCL and the DML commands. Now tomorrow we are going to learn about the basic commands and the constraints in SQL. That's it for today, guys. Let's meet tomorrow again. Do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to fill the attendance form, which is posted in the chat box and even in the description. Join all the groups all the links that are in the description below. Thank you.